No Formula One action on track this weekend, but there's plenty of juicy talk to get into here at GPFans, particularly when it comes to the future of the Monaco Grand Prix. Who would have ever thought we'd be discussing that? I'm Ollie Wilson, this is GPFans. Of course, get onto gpfans.com for all the latest breaking news in the world of Formula One. But let's dive into the headlines as Zak Brown questions the future of the race in the Principality. McLaren CEO Zak Brown isn't making any fans with F1 purists, as he's warned the Principality of Monaco that the addition of the Las Vegas Grand Prix to the F1 calendar, along with other glamorous markets being introduced in recent years, including Miami and Singapore, means that the Monaco Grand Prix could soon be subject to change. The Blue Ribbon event is certainly one of the grandest races on the F1 calendar, but has failed to provide much in terms of thrilling on-track action in recent years. And to compete with the other Grand Prix arriving on the F1 scene, along with other areas of the world that also want to host a race, Brown believes the race in Monaco needs to come up to the same commercial terms as other Grand Prix, and also maybe needs to work with ways they can adapt their track, because as our cars have become bigger, the racing has become more difficult. Brown seemed to hint that the economic element that a race provides is perhaps more important than Formula One and Monaco's history in the sport. But losing or changing Monaco? Really? A Formula One calendar without the Principality on it? We're running a poll on gpfans.com to get your thoughts on this. Toto Wolff has confessed that his Mercedes team faced deficits everywhere after the opening two races of the Formula One season. GPFans had reported yesterday that Mercedes driver George Russell believed that the constructor could solve 99% of their problems with one solution, that being finding a way to stop the car's porpoising issue as the Silver Arrows bunny hopped their way around the opening two races of the season. Now, this could well be the case, and once the porpoising problem is under control, everything else could come together. But for now, the team's principal Wolff is still seeing the multitude of issues where Mercedes is lagging behind Ferrari and Red Bull, who he sees as in a different league. It is very difficult to really assess what the lap time deficit is if we are able to run the car lower, said Wolff. I would very much hope that the gap is much closer to what we have seen, but there is deficits everywhere. The Australian Grand Prix is of course in a week's time, and it will be interesting to see what Mercedes have done to address their issues in the first real brief break of the season, although Wolff did admit that as a part of the Mercedes team, he's not looking forward to the return to Australia perhaps as much as the fan base is, with frustrations and early season worries still in the forefront of his mind. And just a quick look at the top two in Formula One. Red Bull Chief Technical Officer Adrian Newey thinks that F1 is lucky to have Ferrari and Red Bull so close together in their battle at the start of the season. F1 appears to have got the new aerodynamic regulations spot on for 2022 to create closer racing, and the fact we have two big name constructors scrapping so close at the top of the grid to start the season is a joy to watch for all of us fans. And with Newey, he completely agrees. I think at the moment the lucky thing for F1 is that we have got two teams, Ferrari and ourselves, who over the first couple of races have had very similar performance. It certainly led to interesting battles on track and has set a great tone for the rest of this F1 season, although I'm sure if Ferrari are in the constructors fight come the end of the year, Adrian Newey won't be as pleased at the fact that Red Bull are scrapping so close with the Scuderia. Let us know your thoughts on the first two races of the season, on perhaps the departure of Monaco from the calendar, and of course Mercedes porpoising problems in the comments section below. GPFans Global on Twitter and on Instagram as well to stay up to date with all of the latest F1 news, and hit subscribe while you're here as well to stick with us here at GPFans.